There's possibly nothing more important a home buyer can do after getting an accepted offer than to have a home inspection. Some buyers, though, because it's an expense to the buyer, think that they're going to just forego it because they don't want to pay the money to have one. That is a big mistake. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why. It's extremely important to have a home inspection done after you find a house and have an accepted offer. Generally, you have 10 to 14 days to get that home inspection done. And within that time frame, if you report a problem with the home inspection that comes up, something like if the roof is leaking or the foundation might be bad, you need to let the seller know in writing before the end of your inspection period. I doubt any seller would try to hide any defect from you, but if you're in the basement and you see that there's a bunch of boxes stacked up against the wall and you have a concern about the foundation, ask before the home inspection that those be pulled away from the wall so your home inspector can get a good peek at it. Generally, a home inspection will look at things like the foundation, the grading around the house. He'll get up on the roof and check the peaks and valleys and get on the underside of the roof through the attic and see if there's any wet spots and see if the roof is leaking. He'll also tell you about how many layers of shingles are on the roof and how many years that roof might have left. They'll pull off the panel of the electrical system and test for reverse polarity and make sure that the wiring is done properly. They'll look at the plumbing, turn on all the faucets and make sure there aren't any leaks. And also they will look inside the furnace and check for a cracked heat exchanger and note if there's any rust or deteriorating of the heating system. They'll give you an idea of how the insulation is and the ventilation and much more. They're very thorough. They'll even open up all the windows to make sure they work. They'll turn on the dishwasher. It's just a very thorough process. It usually takes about 3 hours and can cost anywhere from $275 to $450. So definitely have a home inspection done. A typical home inspector should be well versed on the construction of a home and be certified to be a home inspector. There are other types of inspections that you can have also. You can test for radon, which is a cancer-causing gas, and you can't smell it or anything to detect it. You'd have to have a radon test done. You can test for pest, and a lot of lenders require a pest inspection, especially for VA or FHA type financing. You can also, if you live in the country, I would definitely have a septic and well inspection done. Those items are high-ticket items. If there's a problem with the septic and well, you want the seller to take care of it. Septic systems could run anywhere above $20,000, so definitely have a septic and well inspection done if you're living or buying out in the country. A water quality test is another inspection you can have, and you could even test for mold. So sometimes a general home inspector is trained to do these things themselves, so if you call a company, they might be able to have the pest inspection done at the same time as a general home inspection. Ask the inspector when you're making the appointment. I wouldn't base your decision on who you're going to use for your home inspection on the price of the inspection, but the knowledge and how comfortable you feel chatting with them on the phone. So it's also very important that you attend the home inspection and walk around with the home inspector, and that way when you're following him around, he will be able to give you helpful hints on what to do to maintain the property. And if he sees a problem, then you're actually going to be able to see it, and he can give you a general idea of about how much money it might cost to fix, and maybe even tell you how to do it yourself if you decide to do that. So it's a good idea to follow the home inspector around, and that way, if there is a problem also, you can report that to your agent so that she can put it in the inspection addendum within the inspection period and get it to the other agent when you're asking for the seller to make repairs or reduce the price as a result of a problem coming up with their home inspection. I've seen cases where buyers thought they knew what they were doing and did their own home inspection. That's a big mistake. It's very easy to miss something that you're not a professional at or you don't have extensive knowledge of, like heating and air conditioning and electrical work and foundation work. You're better off hiring a home inspector. And I'm not talking about hiring Uncle Joe, who's an electrician, to do your home inspection, because he doesn't have the knowledge of heating and air or structural knowledge or roofing knowledge or any other areas of the house. And so you should just hire a general home inspection who has knowledge of it all. So I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share this information with you. If you like it, click the like button. If you'd like to receive more videos, you can subscribe below. And also, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer any questions or comments that you have as soon as possible. Thanks for joining us.